This is the part 2 and the conclusion of the story titled Wife Respect Pastor More Than Husband. Remember, in the part 1 of this story, we talked about Mr. Greg and his wife Elizabeth. How Mr. Greg accused his wife of respecting her pastor more than him, her husband. The wife was running to the pastor because the pastor has been there for her in her spiritual cases and has been there as a counselor counseling her. And all this she has not been getting from the husband. And it has posed her to be like someone who is respecting her pastor more than her husband. In the last part of that part 1, we saw when Elizabeth was kneeling down for the pastor and Mr. Greg, her husband, came in and found the wife kneeling down for the pastor, which the wife has never knelt down to talk to him for the first time, and that got him upset. Now the story continues. The following day, we found Mr. Greg sitting in his bed watching a video from his phone. The video was sent to him by the pastor. The pastor told him to go through the video, that he has something to learn from that video. The pastor did that because he observed his countenance the very day he found his wife kneeling down before him, which is the pastor. Mr. Greg spent his time watching this video. Let's watch the video with him. Men, I want you to listen to me so that you stop complaining, okay? A lot of men complain today that their wife respects their pastors more than them. Do you know why it seems like your wife is regarding your pastor more than you? It is because of one thing. Because of the lack of spiritual security provision in you. Spiritual security provision in you. One of the things that men are supposed to unleash on his wife, unleash on his family, is spiritual security provision. It is because of this lack of spiritual security provision which you have allowed your pastor to be the one providing it for your wife and family only. That is why it seems like your wife is regarding your pastor more than you, and you're complaining. Before I go further, I want you to listen to me. Women are created to receive. Women are what? Receivers. Okay, for instance, give a woman money. She will go to the market. She buys food items, turn the money into food. Give her money for food. She turns the money into food. You as a man, stay with your wife. She gets pregnant and gives you back a child. Whatever you give to a woman, she multiplies it and gives you back double of it, or another version of it, resembling what you've given to her. That means give a woman trouble, she'll give you troubles. Give a woman a peace, she will give you peace. She will give you a good rest. Do you understand that? So whatever you expect to get from a woman is determined by what you have given to her. Yes. Okay, do you know that women love God? They love God. Yes, women love God. And okay, go to church. When there is worship going on, the way they express it, the way they go into the spirit and express it, let me tell you, it is not fake. It is in their nature. They love God. It seems like women are more, they are more connected. They are more, kind of spiritual things are attract, they get close or connected to spiritual matters more than men. Okay, let me say this. When it comes to church, when you talk about people being possessed in the church, where like in a prayer house or in a prophetic church, women are the more being possessed. When you talk about crying in the church, when spiritual prayers or certain things are going on, or things like worship, women cry the more. When it comes to night vigil, women are more in number. Churches, women are more in number. See, this thing is true. It's not just because they are looking for something or because they are praying for husband or for whatever. Okay, take your mind to women being receivers. And they're in the church because they love God. I'm not talking about some women out there looking for money, doing all manner of things. No, I'm talking about the true nature of women. The true nature of women. They love God. And they are receivers. And they are in church. And for the fact that women are receivers, in where they are, they need a giver. And you as a man who is supposed to provide that spiritual security, you are not there to play it. And your pastor is there to play the role of a spiritual security provider for your wife, don't you think that your regard on that aspect will automatically, unknowingly to her, be transferred to your pastor? Because you lack your responsibility as a husband, as a spiritual security provider in your home. Men, I want you to listen to me. You see, this thing is not hard. It is not hard at all. It's just that you are not interested. It is in your nature. Pick it up, you see it flow without struggle. It is in your nature, just that you are not interested. That is the only thing. Let me tell you, do you know why you are complaining? Oh, she's doing this, she's respecting the pastor more than me. Do you know why you are complaining? Because where you find yourself, or where you found yourself, is not the true place you are supposed to be. The regard has been taken away from you. That's why you're complaining, because it is not your true design place for God to be. That's why you're complaining. And at the same time, you want to get that respect outside God. It's not possible. You cannot be without God and enjoy what God has planned for you. Just let God into your life. Assume your role as a husband, as a spiritual security provider, and you see all the respect come to you. You allow your pastor to prophesy to your wife, pray for your wife, speak to your wife, do everything for your wife when it comes to spiritual matter, and you expect your wife to not to give him that respect. Pick up your position. Wake up in the night. Speak over your family. Wake up, prophesy your wife. Do you know what it means that when you call your wife and say, the Lord told me, as I speak to you this moment, hear me, woman, as I am talking to you, you speak some words with authority from your spiritual bowel. You vomit something that is so heavy. As a husband, that woman will see you and that woman will respect you. You tell a woman, from this time to this time, I am providing this in this family. It might not really be what she's going to do, but what she will expect to see in the family, and it keeps happening. She's sick, you lay your hands upon her and you speak into her life. Let me tell you one thing. Do you know why God came to Adam? A woman, through a woman, serpent came, and through through serpent, the sin came into a woman, and from a woman to a man, and God came. Do you know who God met first? Adam, because he is the coverage, the head, a spiritual security provider. God came to him first, not the woman. To him, to Adam. And Adam has to transfer the responsibility of spiritual provision to the wife, and say, it is the woman you gave me. This is what most men are doing right now. If you go to most homes, you see that the wife are the pillar when it comes to spiritual things, prayer and everything spiritually. Women are the head. And you want to shout, do you know who I am? I am the man of the family. I am the leader. I am the head of the family. Just listen, if you have to shout it, you know that you've not played your card well. Head is not authority, it is responsibility. You don't have to shout it, you earn it. You don't have to force it, you earn it. If you stay in your office as a spiritual provider, in that aspect, I tell you, all the respect comes running to you. You don't have to force it out from somebody. You wake up in the night and your wife and your children, they are sleeping. You lay your hands on their legs. You lay your hands on their head. You say, I am the head of this family. I speak over you. I decide things that happens in the spiritual. That no assignment of the enemy. This is a prayer point I love to pray. No assignment of the enemy from my family, from anywhere. No assignment of the enemy gets concluded without passing through my table for approval. You are the head of that family. Nothing strikes there without you, without passing through your table for approval. God cannot come into that family and carry out any assignment without consulting you first. And you allow your wife to be the person to consult first, and you expect the respect to happen. and your wife will go to church, and the husband and the preacher the pastor will tell your wife, in your home, this is what is going to happen, this is what is going on, you have to pray about this, and you as a man, you're just sitting there doing nothing. Take your position, and when you assume your position, nothing happens without you seeing it. Even if you're not seeing vision, you dream. You see it first, and you wake up and tell your wife, this is the plan of the enemy, let us be in prayer. And I hold your hand as your head, I speak. And I'm telling you, when you get to this position, I am telling you, everything flows. All the respect flows. Even if there's somebody outside speaking or coming in as a spiritual provider, security provider, you're already in that position. Nobody comes in to shift you from there. You as a man, you need to be filled with something. You need to be filled with something. Don't let yourself be filled with alcoholic. Don't let yourself be filled with only what is in the bottle. In fact, keep away. No wonder the Bible says that you should be filled with the Holy Spirit, not alcohol. Assume your position today and stop complaining. See, marriage is, in fact, anybody that thinks about marriage, it's not just marriage only, your career, your destiny, your purpose. But let me just say, because I'm talking about marriage and relationships, anybody that thinks about marriage, you will first of all think about God. God initiated marriage, not you, not I, not the devil. You must have to stay with God, on the side of God. Before a woman, the first thing God gave to a man is his presence. Eden is the presence of God. He gave a man his presence. He gave a man the word. He gave a man walk before woman. So many of us, we've fallen out of the pattern of God, and we keep on complaining, allowing so many things to creep into our home, and we are complaining, running from one woman to another, telling me that people come here to tell me that men are polygamous in nature. It is the male, M-A-L-E, that desires things of the flesh. A man is spirit. Weaken the man in you, and it will subdue the male in you. You see yourself perform well like a man. A man is spirit. Male is the clothing that covers the spirit, the man in you. Activate don't allow the flesh to take over the authority, the God in you. He said, come. He said, come, let us make man in our own image and what likeness. Oh, my pastor talked about image of God and likeness of God. He scattered it. Do you know what it means? The likeness of God, not just the image alone, the likeness of God. He made you in his own likeness. His likeness. Spirit. God is spirit. Spirit. He made you as a spirit. Do you know what it means? I don't want to go into that. It is going to take us ages. I don't want to keep this video long, but I want to please, every man should assume his position as a spiritual security provider in his house. It's not just for your wife to give you the respect or stop giving the respect or regard that is for you to your pastor and return it to you. No, I am not saying that wives should disrespect their pastor, their spiritual head. No. In the church, no. But what I'm saying is that men should wake up, play their own role, so that peace will be restored in their family. Even the pastor that is praying over your family or your wife or whoever will not always be there. What about when something happens at night and the pastor was so tired and his phone went off, or there's no power in his phone, you can't contact him? So what happens? You can't stand as a man. Your wife cannot look at you and say, husband, our child is having an attack or something is happening. I don't know what is wrong with me. I am sick. What can I do? You don't know what to do. You can't take authority. I had a bad dream. She's having an attack or a bad dream or something, and you don't know what to do. And the pastor's phone number is off. What are you going to do as a man? You watch things happen. Please, I want to stop this here. Please let us assume our position as a spiritual security provider. And that's one of the things God gave to me. After watching the video, Mr. Greg has discovered and found out where he has been lacking in his marriage, and he decided to sit up and do the right thing as the man of the house, as a spiritual security provider of the house, as someone whom God will consult before doing anything in that family. Few days after, we found Mr. Greg and his wife Elizabeth sleeping, and something happened. His wife started having the usual attack, and something different happened this time. The wife was having the dream and at the same time being prayed for by her husband, and because the husband was praying for her in the physical, she saw the husband in the dream. He appeared and commanded the spirit, and the spirit disappeared, and at the same time she woke up and saw the husband praying for her in the real life. As soon as she woke up, the husband told her that they need to call the pastor immediately, but the wife said no, that she was okay. Prayer he has prayed already for her. After that, Mr. Greg covered his wife, Mrs. Elizabeth, and both of them went back to sleep. I want you to share this video. Please share this video and tell me what you learned from this video in the comment section. As I see you next time with a fresh video, please thank you and don't forget, this is House of the Sons Global. Bye for now.